Hi, I'm Chantel Rodriguez from Millcreek Township.
And I'm Jessica Stutzman. Welcome to the Millcreek Government Channel.
We're excited to welcome Tish Bartlett, Executive Director of the Autism Society of NWPA, to share how their organization supports individuals and families living with autism.
Tish, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for welcoming me.
And I wanted to point out that April is Autism Acceptance Month.
Yes,
So-
April is Autism Acceptance Month. It is a wonderful time to raise awareness and remind everyone that we have individuals and families living right here in our community with autism.
And we had a great talk actually just before the show started just about how much awareness has been created over autism and with your organization. How long has your organization been around?
So our affiliate here, Autism Society Northwestern Pennsylvania, has been around just over 25 years. But Autism Society of America, which is kind of the overall umbrella, is celebrating their 60th anniversary this year. We are all the affiliates are independent, running and providing their own funding, but we do have that unity where we share the brand and logo.
And would you want to talk about the mission? Can you share a little bit about the Autism Society and how it supports individuals with autism and their families in our community?
Yes, so as a local organization located right in Erie, we do have the umbrella of Erie County, Crawford, Venango, and Mercer. I will be honest, our majority of our supports and programs are right here in the Erie community, and we create connections empowering the autism community with the resources they need to live fully. So we're a family support organization. We provide supports across the lifespan. So from early detection, we have families that reach out wondering if their son or daughter has autism, no matter their age, and we'll get them connected in the community to that resource. And then after that diagnosis, we have an ample number of programs, therapeutic and family support to walk the walk with them throughout their lifespan.
I think that's incredible. 25 years here and 60 years for the national program. Wow. That's amazing.
And then you were talking about walk, and it immediately brought me to my next question. The 24th Annual Walk for Autism is a major event for your organization. What makes this year's walk special, and how does it benefit the local individuals and families affected by autism?
Well, the walk is always very special to us. It's our signature event that, of course, was started 24 years ago. Before that, there was not an autism walk locally, so we are honored that we still work with John and Kate Fox, and they are a family that brought the walk to Erie, and they're still actively involved. Each year, we highlight a family living right here in our community as our walk chair family. And this year it's the Williams family with their sons. Their youngest son, King, is diagnosed with autism and nonverbal, so he would be considered probably at level 3 on the spectrum. They're an amazing family, and we like to bring that awareness through our walk to let everyone know our families are just like you. They could be your neighbors, they could be your brothers, your sisters, your coworkers. And we bring everyone together out to Lake Erie Speedway on Saturday, April 26th. Unfortunately, rain, shine, snow, but this year it's going to be beautiful. We know we're all due for some beautiful weather. And it's more than just the walk. It's a day to come together and celebrate and show our support for our brothers and sisters that are living with autism. So we're happy about that. We have a large theme basket auction. We're actually kind of known for our theme basket auction, so I can't take any credit for that. It's our amazing donors and volunteers that pull that together. We have a kids zone that is organized by our program director who has a lot of experience, because she runs all our programs, working with individuals with autism. So they do sensory-friendly crafts and activities. We have a face painter that comes in, bounce houses, so lots of things for the young ones to enjoy the day. We partner with local food trucks to bring out some delicious delights, as well as a baker out in Northeast, Dragonfly Sweets. She does a custom puzzle piece cookie, and this year she's added to that it's an edible sticker that goes on a cookie, and it's our logo. So I can't wait to get that. It just looks adorable, and it's edible. And then new this year is her partner and her bakery is Julie's Sweet Treats. So some sweet delights too. And then all of that is tied into, really raising awareness and showing your support throughout that day. On the other side, it's our signature event for our fundraising. What surprises a lot of people is we depend on fundraising dollars 100% to provide our programs. We get some grants here and there, but majority of our funding is from fundraising dollars right here in our local community. Wow. So, our community has been amazing to us in supporting us. We were able to purchase a building on State Street in 2021 and renovate, and we have that as our family center now. And it's very heartwarming. It was a lot of work. I will not deny that. It was a lot of work, but it's so heartwarming to see our littles and our teens come in and our adults for their social club, and it's their place. Mm-hmm. And they are so comfortable there, and that was our ultimate goal, is we wanted them to have a home away from home where they were safe.
So I think it's wonderful that the kids have a home away from home where they can, foster that connection, with other kids who have autism, and then, and that's what I was also thinking with the walk too. It's I don't want to use the word networking. That sounds too businessy, but families do get to network with each other.
Yes.
Outside of your regular programming.
And that's so important for families to have that connection with other families that are walking the same walk, because that's your best support system, because they understand what you're going through, and they can support you or even offer you guidance or helpful hints from what they've experienced.
Yeah, it's you're not alone in your experiences. They may be dealing with different things or different levels on the spectrum, but they at least understand what autism is, and you're not going to feel alone in that community, I feel.
Yes.
And you guys, you mentioned the levels. Can we talk about, is this a new, the levels of autism, is this a new way to, understand autism a little bit better?
Well, it actually changed in, I believe, 2010. So it's been a while, but as things go, it takes longer for the education to be with it. But in the DSM-5, which is the diagnosing book, they came out with autism spectrum disorder, level 1, level 2, level 3. So how we would kind of describe that in layman's terms is level 1 is what would be considered your higher functioning individuals that still have the communication differences, the social challenges. However, they with the limited amount of funding that everybody has to support, that they will need to be out working. And they should be, because they have skills to contribute. They can absolutely be contributing members to society. Our level 2, they need a little bit more support. They, could be verbal, maybe non-verbal, need to have somebody kind of oversee and make sure that they're safe. They can still be working. And that's the one, I think, misconception. Just because you have autism does not mean you cannot be a contributing, employable adult. So we always want to add that in there, that they can contribute quite a bit. And then our level 3s, they still have the right to contribute, whether to their household or with job support, but there are going to be our individuals that are more profoundly affected. They will always need somebody to help take care of them, keep them safe. They're most likely going to have an intellectual disability, including, and plus the autism diagnosis, nonverbal, and just will never be able to live independently. But no matter where an individual falls on the spectrum, they all have the same rights as everybody else. Mm-hmm. And one of the things we communicate in all of our trainings, our Autism 101 training, as well as our Embracing Neurodiversity in the Workforce, is verbal or not verbal, no matter where they on the spectrum, they all deserve our respect. And to speak to them directly. They may not be able to answer you in the typical manner we're accustomed to, but they might have a speech device they utilize. They might be able to point. They may have a support staff or a parent that can interpret what they're saying. But no matter where they are, they still deserve respect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, go ahead. I appreciate that explanation too, because this is what we want to do here on the show. We want everyone to catch up to speed on the current issues that they face, and the things that you want to put out into the community. So
yeah, and I kind of want to backtrack a little bit as far as for the Walk for Autism. How can community members get involved in the Walk for Autism? Like I know you mentioned sponsorships and also the fundraising, but how is it for volunteering for participation to help out?
So our annual Walk for Autism has multi-levels of support depending, where you're at and how you're able to contribute. So I'm going to we'll highlight all of it. So first is sponsorships. Our sponsors are very, very important to us for the walk's success. And we have different levels from $10,000 down to $600, wherever they might fit in. And all of that information is on our website. The next part is walking. We have individuals that come as their own, maybe, with their immediate family, and they pre-register by April 1st to get their 2025 limited edition commemorative walk apparel. If you register by April 1st, you have the choice if it's a t-shirt, a long sleeve, or a hoodie. There is a little upcharge for the difference. You just pick one of them. Or we have ones that create teams. And maybe it's a company team for their business, and they're gathering all their coworkers to come and walk, or it's in honor of a loved one, whether that's a grandchild or your own son or daughter or your niece, your nephew. We have right now 71 teams this year that are already established. There's still time if you want to have a walk team to get that set up. All of that can be done right through our website or call our office. And then we ask for other types of donations like baskets. We have a huge theme basket auction, so we ask for a donation of a basket of at least a $40 value. And it's a great way for local businesses to highlight their business. So especially our Erie businesses, we love to have that chance to highlight and make that connection. And then finally, as you said, volunteers. So we are a small office. There is actually only 4 of us now. I love saying that because for 10 years it was one of me. and now we have 4 individuals helping run the Autism Society. But you can only imagine 4 of us can't run the walk. So we utilize over 130 volunteers to make this day a success. So if you go on our website, if you want to give back, you can help for a couple hours, you can help all day. We have a link on our website for volunteering. The volunteers it's all broken down by what the job is, from helping with parking, walk route, theme basket auction, registration, cleanup, setup. There's just something for everyone. You can pick multiple jobs, or you can just come for a couple hours and do one job. So our volunteers are amazing. And we have ones that have been coming for over 20 years, supporting the walk, and come back every year. So I can't say enough about the amazing volunteers that make this day successful.
Tish, can you repeat the date of the walk and if there's a deadline for registration?
So the walk is Saturday, April 26th, out at Lake Erie Speedway in Northeast. Wonderful venue, ample parking, and it's safe for our families because it's fenced in. Mm-hmm. So if your young one has some elopement issues, like to run off if they get overstimulated, it's a safe place. We have a pre-registration deadline of April 1st, which means anyone that registers by April 1st is guaranteed to receive the 2025 limited edition commemorative walk apparel. However, they can register after that date. Pre-registration is open until April 20th. They just wouldn't get the walk apparel. And then if you still haven't registered and you still want to join, we do have on-site registration on April 26th. It's $25 at that point. It's just a few dollars more, and you would not get the walk apparel. But we welcome everyone, whether they register before the 1st, on the 1st, or the day of the walk. The more the merrier.
Do you have a fundraising goal that you want to hit?
Yes, our walk goal is $130,000 is our goal. We're about, I think, 55% of that goal right now. Wow. And I'm pleased to say that this community is outstanding. I love our community because we have reached our goal every single year.
That's incredible.
Yes.
That's no small feat.
It's the community. I mean, Erie, there's just so many wonderful people here that are willing to share their hearts, share their time, and share their treasures.
Mm-hmm. And it's like a tradition for some families also, because if they're doing this every year, then they bring on their friends, they bring on their family, and then they also keep bringing on new people. So you get to see new faces who get to join in on the walk, who maybe have never done it before, but also make it a tradition in their family.
We do. We actually have families that have participated in all 24 walks.
Wow.
Yes. It's so heartwarming, and hats off to them. I love it. I have been a part of 17 walks because I actually did a walk before I worked for the organization. But that, compared to some of the other ones, I'm like, it's 17. We have. But whether you're a first-time walker, a 5-year walker, we welcome everyone.
Yeah. So once the fundraising, once the walk happens, and again, all the money gets put back into the organization locally. What I want to touch on next are your therapeutic programs, ages 3 to adulthood. Could you touch on some of these programs and really how this fundraiser benefits that?
Yes. So without our fundraising, especially the walk, we would not be able to provide our 13 different programs. So we start where it says at age 3 in our therapeutic programs. So our therapeutic programs are designed for ones that have specific goals in like education, social, life skills type goals. So we start with our little age 3 to 5, and we have 2 programs. One is called Feel the Beat, and it is a music therapy program. We work currently with the Mercyhurst University Music Therapy Department, and our littles come in with our parents, and they're working on making music and learning those different sounds. And then the other program we have for them is Sticky Fingers. So Sticky Fingers is exactly what it says. It's ooey gooey, sticky. Learn different textures, different feelings. Our program director does an amazing job with creating different items for them to touch and feel. And what is impressive is everything is edible, just in case. Just in case. She does a great job. So if they decide they want to try it, it's okay, no panics. Then we move up into our elementary, and we have our Building Connections Lego Club. And our Lego Club is actually our very first official program, and it is 12 years old now. And that goes from age 5 to 22. When we started it, we kept it at elementary, but then as our young adults or our kiddos were turning into young adults, they didn't want to leave. And we were okay because we didn't want them to leave. So we have 2 rooms. So we have our littles in one room, our olders in another. We have a Lego club that meets at our family center in Erie. We also have a Lego club out in Crawford County in Meadville. So we do have 2 locations for convenience of our families. And we're looking forward to expanding Lego Club later this year.
Wonderful.
We move into our teens. Our teens are age 13 to 22. And we have our Friends and Pals Teen Club. It's got multiple parts to it. So our social club is just what it says. It's time for our teams to come together and socialize. And we do art activities. We have a St. Patrick's Day party, a Halloween party, a holiday party. And it's their time, their group, to come and eat with their friends without mom and dad. They drop them off. The parents can run and do anything that they need. Some of them run errands, some of them go get coffee with a friend. And our teens are building relationships, long-lasting relationships. In between the teen club, we have to, fit in some education, some life skills, social skills. So in the spring, we do a program called Small Bites. We collaborate with Common Threads. And Small Bites is learning about healthy snacks and how to prepare them. They have the opportunity to actually make, and so they're learning about cutting and measuring and creating a snack for themselves, which gives them some independence. And it's called Small Bites because at the end of it, they're just asked to take a small taste. We're not always going to like what we make in the program, but take a chance. And some of our families have discovered, wow, my son would never eat a carrot at home, but they ate one at Small Bites. So just giving them that different exposure. In the fall, that group does another program called Healthy Relationships. It's called Bridge to Success, but they use the curriculum Healthy Relationships. And they're working on life skills, boundaries, relationship boundaries, social media safety, learning about who's in your inner circle, who do you share your social security number with, your ATM card, who would be considered a stranger. We do this based on the red light, yellow light, green light symbol, and then who's in the green light? That's your immediate family. Who's in the red light? Who would you hug? Who would you approach? Different things. And we do a lot of video modeling with them and just teaching them these valuable skills that they need to be safe and independent as possible in their adulthood. And we move on with lots more. We move on to our adult social group. That is age 18 and over. So all our groups overlap, so they at some point they can be in 2 groups to help them transition to the next level. But our adult social group is exactly what it says. It's their social group. They get together on a Saturday morning or midday once a month, and they do activities. The adults in the group plan out what they want for lunch and what the activity is, and our facilitators help make that happen. So this way they're not at home isolated. They're coming together, and now our adults in this group are asking other friends to come. They're sharing, hey, have you heard about this? Come hang out with us. This is what we're going to do. So it's very heartwarming. We do some other therapeutic programs with over 18. One is Lunch and Lyrics for 11 weeks. It's with a music therapist. They have lunch, and then they do music therapy, and they wrote a autism theme song for us. I love it. It was so wonderful. And then their second program that we do is called Beyond the Boundaries. It was a 10-week program. We're in the midst of that now. They are learning about food. We work with Common Threads, and they're visiting 10 different countries. So they're learning about the different cuisines and the ingredients and how to make it, and then taking a chance and trying it. That program meets on Monday, and Monday is the hardest day not to want to eat all day because the family center is just filled with amazing smells. outside of those, kind of strategic age development programs, we also have a a Drive to Success program, age 17 and up, driver's license or permit drivers. We work with local police, state police, multiple municipalities, and we teach them about safety of when you get pulled over by a police officer. How do you get pulled over? What are they going to need from you? What questions are they going to ask you? And then we're also teaching our officers. We do a separate training with the officers on Autism 101, what to expect from an individual with autism when you pull them over. Because they're not going to know when they pull someone over. There's no glaring signs of this person has autism, so we teach them what the signs are. And on the third week of the program, we go up. We have a partnership with Presque Isle Downs Casino. We use their lower parking lot, and we do mock traffic stops. They practice at least 3 times of what it's like to be pulled over. And I have to tell you a quick story. Our last cohort, the officer went up, mock traffic stop, took the driver's license, registration, insurance, and said, "Give me 2 seconds." Went back to his car. The young man said, 1, 2, and drove away.
Oh, man.
And the officer's like, "Wait a minute, he drove away." So they all came back together, and it was, "Okay, what did you say?" And he goes, the young man who drove away said, "Give me 2 seconds. He didn't come back in 2 seconds, so I left." In a mock setting, that was a life lesson. Mm-hmm. In a real life setting, that could have turned bad quickly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the officer said, "Oh my, I did. That is what I said. You said they were literal." Mm-hmm. And they are. So it really was so beneficial for that program, and to see this is why we're doing this, because we need to keep everyone safe. And our officers, they really have a tough job because they don't know when they're pulling someone over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that is wonderful honestly, for that little mishap to happen. I was like, in the moment, I was like, oh my gosh, he drove away. Like, I felt for him in the moment, but I think that's really wonderful. I think that was a learning experience, for that individual. And I think it was a learning experience for that officer. And I would imagine that he went back to, the police force and shared that as well. So that was a good learning
And
tool.
Poor mom was mortified. She said, "I am so sorry." But we said, no, we couldn't have planned this any better, because we need to have those types of lessons to really, when you see it, is to believe it.
Yes,
So
exactly.
it really helped. And we also have a program called Skills to Pay the Bills that we offer age 14 and up. And we're working on those skills that we need to be successful, like banking, household responsibilities, cooking. We teach them how to make a grocery list, how to navigate the grocery store, and then job skills, life skills, those unwritten social rules you need to know in the workplace. How do you communicate with your supervisor? What you can and cannot say to your coworkers, because everything that pops in your head cannot be said out loud. And it's well known our individuals with autism do not have that filter, and so when it pops in, sometimes it comes right out. And then we do a lawn maintenance program. We have a small patch of grass at the Autism Society, and we teach them how to take care of it. And all of them sign up for 1 week in the summer, and we have a little battery-operated lawnmower, and they come and they mow the lawn, and they love it. And honestly, we don't care if it's in circles or crooked. It's a great life experience, and they're giving back. And they love that feeling. Our kiddos and our teens and our young adults love to volunteer and give back to their community. And then our last final thing we have some more, actually 2 more. Wow. We have a full spectrum fitness program we just brought back. It was offered before COVID, and we just brought that back this year, where once a week we partner with a local gym, and we have a group that go and they're learning about fitness and safety and weightlifting, and getting them off the couch and getting them out there and feeling good about themselves. And our last one is a summer series. when, most summer programs age out at age 12, and our individuals are just isolated. If they don't have that summer when they're out of the typical school setting, they just have nothing to do in the summer. So my program director did an amazing job, and every Wednesday for 6 weeks in the summer, they get together age 13 and up, and they do an activity. One time they came to the office and they did paint and pour. That was really we have amazing artists, by the way. I wanted to keep some of them hanging on my office wall. And then they go out into the community. They've done like Playport, the trampoline park, different things like that, bowling. So they're getting together and they look forward to that, to see their friends. So, and honestly, we have more on the horizon,
Yeah,
but I've talked so long.
No, there's so much more, and Tish, I want to thank you so much for coming on today, because everything that we talked about for your big fundraiser walk supports everything that you just mentioned, and I learned so much today during today's show, that just things that I feel like I have autism awareness, but every time we talk, I learn something new. So clearly, I just don't have enough. But I want to have you back on the show so we can keep this conversation going, and touch on the next time. What can we do for caregivers? What can caregivers do? And what further things?
Real quick, we do on our family support side for caregivers. We do have a mom wine and cheese program that gets together. We just had a Galentine's, and it's all about the moms.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Tish, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. And we do want to have you back so we can just keep having this conversation and keep bringing autism acceptance and awareness to the forefront of Millcreek Township and the Erie community. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Viewers, again, we learned so much today from Tish and the Autism Society, and I really encourage you to go to their website to look up information for their walk. We know that they definitely need volunteers and sponsorships, so I do hope that you will consider getting involved. I want to thank you for tuning into today's show, and until next time, have a great day.